You're watching Your Worst Friend, Going Deeper, Season 5. Today's guest, adult film star Suki Sin. Here's your hosts, Matt and Shane.
You're watching Your Worst Friend, Going Deeper, Season 5. I'm Matt, and I'm joined today by my lovely co-host, Shane.
Hello.
Go to yourworstfriend.com to see all of our other interviews and follow us on social media at WorstFriendCast. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're joined by a very special guest. You might know her from such cinematic masterpieces as Snow White Orgy and Cheer Squad Sleepovers 40. She's appeared in scenes with former guests. We love these ladies that she's done scenes with. Anna Fawx and Marica Hase.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
You can find her on Instagram at Suki Sin X and Twitter, OnlyFans, and YouTube at Suki Sin XX. Make sure you go out there, at least subscribe to her YouTube. Definitely sign up for her OnlyFans and follow her on Twitter. That one's free. Ladies and gentlemen, join us in welcoming to the show the exotic, the beautifully curvy and busty Miss Suki Sin. Suki Sin, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me today.
Can I ask you, how did you initially get into the industry?
So I really want to do OnlyFans. And then at first I want to be like a content creator. So I follow a lot of Instagram page, you know, the content creator, they do OnlyFans by their own. So then at that time, there's like a really big, even now it's really big. It's like a fan bus Instagram page. So it's in Florida, and then they have this fan van. They just drive around the supermarket, around the block, and then they pick up people, and then they do the act on the bus, you know. It's staged, but then it's like, it get people going because people want to see who get picked up, and then some random people on the street, they got picked up. So then I want to join that one, and then I send them an Instagram DM. I say, can I be on the fan bus? And then they say yes. And they ask me if I have any male talent. And I say I don't. And then they shoot me a hot seat model website. They say I can choose whoever I like on here, be my male partner. And then they will help make schedule, and we can shoot at the fan van. So that's the first time I discover hot seat model websites, like an adult model website. So then I thought, wow, like these people are doing this, get paid. And then I was like, why shouldn't I? Right. And then I did some OnlyFans collab with people. And then there's 2 hot seat model I collab with, and they tell me it's really good experience. It's very good for your OnlyFans exposure. So I just apply on hot seat model's website, and then I get approved. And then they start sending me to Los Angeles, to Vegas, to Florida to shoot. It's where all the studio works are at.
So you're telling me you sent a DM. They send you back a menu of gentlemen that you can pick from, almost like lunch, right?
Well, they asked her, like, hey, do you have lunch? And
yeah.
she said,
and she's like, no, I have no lunch.
Like, don't worry. We have every lunch you could imagine.
Please pick from the menu here of which lunch you would like to have. And you were like, oh, I'd like this one. And then they gave you money to fly around the country and travel.
And get more lunch.
Suki, do you have the best life in the world?
At first, I saw the website. It's really like a buffet, you know, because it has all kind of people, and they are very attractive, and they are flexing their muscle, and, you know, wearing tiny underwear, and it's very handsome. And they have their stats, you know, how tall, how much weight, you know, it's like very detailed. And I'm like, wow, like this guy are so much hotter than just a random dude I do OnlyFans with, or any of my ex, right? So I'm like really excited. I picked 4, and I was like, okay, if the first one didn't work out, I have second, third, 4 options.
What would happen if 3 of them worked out all at the same time? Would you be okay with that? Like, what would you do? Would you have to tell them in person, like, oh no, only 1 today, you 2 go home?
So the fan then actually asked me if I want to do 2 guys and me, right? And then I was kind of hesitant because I want to like take it slow, but then they did offer if I want to do 2 guys, but then I didn't do it at the end, but I do 2 fan, and then, but with separate 2 different guys.
Okay,
Oh,
makes
so you
sense.
still got the 2. Yeah.
Yeah, you still got your lunch and the dinner appetizer was there, so that's
You
good.
spread it out a little.
Right.
Shane, did you have a question or no? I didn't mean to cut you.
How long have you been in the United States?
I've been here almost from 2013, almost 10 years.
Oh, wow. So what were you doing before that? Like in your, I mean, you're from Taiwan, is that right?
Yes.
So I mean, OnlyFans wasn't around back then. Did you do any sort of adult work or stripping, anything like that back home or before OnlyFans?
So when I come in here, my parents just want me to study. So when I was in Taiwan, I'm that nerdy girl who just go to school and then go back home. I don't have a boyfriend, and I'm a virgin, and I never have a boyfriend. I never hold hand with any guys or kiss any guy. That never crossed my mind, you know. Wow. And then I just like go to school and then go to cram school. And then when I was 18, my parents say, "You are American citizen," because I was born in Salt Lake City in Utah when they were studying university at that time. So then they asked me if I want to go to America to study university. And I'm really excited because I watched the movie. It's really fun, you know, the college life, and then they party, and then the blonde people, and then they drink. It's really fun. So I say I want to go, and I just want to be as far away as my parents so I can live my best life. So then I applied to here, but then after 4 years, I kind of struggle because I want to study business, but it's really competitive. So I end up studying communication because it's like easy, you know, you just express your opinion and there's no right or wrong. And after that, I got a degree in communication. And then my parents is very happy and they want me to go back to Taiwan and just find a job like at an international company in Taipei and just go home and stay with them and use that degree to find a secretary job or something related to English. But then at that time, I just really want to stay at America because I feel like everything is really free and people don't judge you and you can just be whoever you want. And I feel like as long as you work hard and you can make something out from nothing, right? So then I was like, since I'm already here, I don't want to go back to my parents' baby womb and just become the old me again. So I tell them I want to stay in here. And then they are not happy because they want every happy family live together and just stay together. And then they never imagine I will live in here. So then they just cut back my rent, my food. So then they stopped sending me money and I'm really desperate. And I heard my friend, she's like looking for a job for her. There's like a OPT for like international student. And then she said, let me tell you a secret. She said, instead of going on LinkedIn or Indeed, those kind of job website, because it takes a long time and you have to like go through 3 or 4 interviews, you should go on Craigslist, the job section, and you will find a job in a day. So then I was like, okay, I really want to find a job quick. So I went to Craigslist and there's a job section hiring for waitress. And then they say no experience needed and cash. It give an address, a phone number, and then I call. And then he just tell me to meet at this office in 30 minutes. So then I was like, okay, I rushed there. And then I find out it's a strip club. It's like a small little office next to Dream Girl Sodo. It's like a Deja Vu Chain strip club. Mm-hmm. So then he met me at the office first. And then he checked I'm legal. He got my ID. And he was like, you really want to be a waitress? You're so pretty. You should be a dancer, you know? This is how they get girls on Craigslist or whatever app. But at that time, I don't know. And then I just look at the girl on the stage. She's dancing confidently, naked. And then she's kind of chubby. I have better body than her, even without my surgery at that time. And I was like, if she can do it, why I couldn't? So then I was like, okay, I'll do it. And then the first night, I make like $600 and then
wow.
cash. And I'm like, wow, that's like the most easiest money I've ever made. And I was really, really nervous until you go on stage and you took off your bra and you let your breast free. And after the first time, you don't get nervous anymore.
It sounds like a
pussy though.
So I was stripping on and off for like 4 years, and then it was like a blessing, but then it was kind of like not a good thing, because once you get used to fast cash, no schedule, because at strip club I don't have a boss. Like I can just go in whenever I want and I can clock out whenever I want, as long as I pay the $140 house fee. And even if I don't go for like a month or 3 months, I don't need to call someone. You know, it's like
That's perfect.
I can go in, I can make money, and they pay me cash. So in the meantime, I was trying to use my degree to do like a regular job. So I work at Geico as an insurance agent. They put me at a call center, and English is not my first language. So we're at those little qubits, and then they're trying to tell me, oh, I got into an accident. And you have to be really detailed because you need to know who's in fault and who's not. You need to pay them certain amount of money. You need to make sure it's within their policy. So that was like the lowest paying job, but it was like the hardest for me, because like I have to call them, and then my English is not good, and I have to get all their name and address and all that. So, and then I try like doing sales at Tiffany Jewelry at the mall, because I felt they have a lot of Chinese clients. And then, but then it's like, the commission is not as good, you know. It's like a good job. You dress pretty, you're at a jewelry store, but you actually don't get paid as much as you think you would. And then I try doing massage therapist, but then all in all, I always go back to dancing, because dancing is the easiest.
Yeah, no one cares what your accent is when you're up on stage with your tits out. You know what I mean? Like, who cares? You're gorgeous up there. What's the difference? I don't care if you speak Martian, if you're good looking like you look. It doesn't matter to me. So then, did you have nerves though, transitioning from that? So wait, you're dancing at the club. Are you still a virgin at the time or no?
No, because when I was in college, I was like living at the co-ed dorm. So it's like, wow, this would never happen in Taiwan. Like you put boys and girls together at the dorm, and then like people shower and you can see like boys coming out with just a towel around their waist. Like that's crazy. Like in Taiwan, that would not happen, you know? And then before, I'm really scared to talk to boys because I'm just not that socially accustomed to guys. But then in America, I feel like guys are really gentlemen. Like they'll hold the door for you, and then they will compliment you, like not in a creepy way, just because they're polite. So when I first got in here, I thought everyone likes me. Like everyone wants to date me because why they're so nice to me.
They do.
Let me be honest with you, Suki. If you looked like that first girl you saw on stage, the chubby girl with the bad body, they wouldn't be holding as many doors for you. You look like the way you look, so that's why. I mean, I'm married. I would hold the door for you. Oh, hi, how you doing today?
Yeah, we're still creepy here. We just found a way to not let on about it. You know,
very nice and very polite. And I was like, wow, every guy in here is so nice.
Yeah, we're nice about the creepy.
We're devious about it.
It's called being a sociopath.
Yeah,
the whole country.
Yeah, we're a little bit crazy.
Very good at it.
Also, I also have a communications degree, so shout out. Except the strip club wouldn't take me on the stage because I
turned him away.
Yeah, I met that same gentleman. When you worked at that club, were you just strictly making money? You said it was Utah, right? Was it Salt Lake City?
It is in Seattle, Washington.
Oh, Seattle. Apologies.
I was born in Salt Lake City at Utah because my parents went to college in there, and then they gave birth to me. But then after that, they brought me back to Taiwan. And when I got accepted in college, I only got accepted for University of Utah, probably because I'm a citizen. And then University of Washington is in Seattle, Washington. So then it's a no-brainer. I don't want to go to Utah. It's very cold, a lot of snow. So I choose Seattle, Washington. I applied like over 10 UC school in California, but I didn't get into none of that because apparently they are really, really picky and competitive.
Sure. Yeah, I've heard that too about that.
They got a lot of Asian students too.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they
only take a certain number. They're like, all right, guys, we're going to send enough doctors back over there.
So when you were working at that strip club, did you strictly make money from dancing on stage, or did you have to do lap dances as well?
I have to do lap dance. So it's when we go to the club, Seattle is not like a big strip club city, and it's only a juice bar. There's no alcohol, and then it closed down at 2 a.m. So not like crazy Vegas, 24-hour or 6 a.m. and you can get drunk. But Seattle is good money because people in here, they are in technology. So then they work for Google or Amazon or whatever, those big technology company, Boeing. And then they always go there, and then they make a lot of money in salary, but they don't have dating experience.
Yeah, they're nerds, right?
Yeah, so then they don't know what's going on in the strip club, and we'll be like, go to the idea room, swipe this. And then they'll do it, And then, because that's like the customer I like the most. Like the
naive ones.
Never go to strip club. They don't know what's the price. They don't know what's going on. So when I go there, I will dance on stage. We dance 2 songs on stage, each dancer. So the first one is topless, and the second one is the bottomless. Mm-hmm. And then you can collect tips on stage. And then when you're not doing stage show, you can walk around and you can ask the customer if they want to do a lap dance. And you can do 1 lap dance is $40. You can do 3 for $100, and they have 15 minutes, 30 minutes, like 1 hour private room. Yes. So I'm doing all of that.
Did you have any guys get like creepy and get handsy? Did you ever have to put anyone in their place? Like no touching?
Yeah.
A lot. Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Well, you look the way you look. Obviously, guys, especially nerds, they're like, I've never seen anything like this before.
Yeah, it's like if you dangled a gold bar in front of someone's face and you're like, you can only look at it.
And you're like, no, I want to grab that.
I want to take it home and keep it all for myself.
I think stripper is very good at dodging people. So then if we find some mouth is coming close, we turn our back to them. Or like when we know they're coming, we move to this side. When they're coming, we move to this side.
Well, you know what? You said you wanted to be a salesperson at Tiffany, right? At one point, you had that idea. You became a salesperson for selling time with you, which is, like experience with you. Like, hey, I'm selling. Hey, do you want to go have a fun time? Do you want to enjoy hanging out with me and talking to me and whatever else? And I think there's so many girls that work in the industry that are such good salespeople.
Because I find out after I dance at the club, it's not the prettiest girl who makes the most money. It's not the hottest body girl who makes the most money. It's usually the girl who is very good at sales and talking. They know how to make a man feel good with their word. And usually they are not like the hottest, the most sexiest, but then in some way, I don't know, they make a lot of money because they are good at talking. They have a mouthpiece. Or they look like a girl next door, and the guy will be like, oh, maybe I have chance with her. If I spend like this amount, or if I come to see her this many times, I think she'll be my girlfriend.
Maybe if I show up at her house, she'll want to date me, yeah.
Yeah, They never want to be your girlfriend, huh?
Who?
The girls. They never want to be your girlfriend.
I don't know, man. I'm pretty sure that one girl at that place in New Jersey back when I was 18, I think she wanted to be my girlfriend.
Yeah. No.
Dude, it's like a game of like leading, because we have to like make the man like lead them, but don't give them what they want. When I was a baby stripper, the guys will come to the club and they will leave their phone number to me, and then they will like bombard it, like call me at 2 a.m. and want me to like meet with them. And then they will like offer money, say, oh, if you come back with me, blah, blah, blah. And then the manager at that time, I remember, he will rush to the locker room, and then he saw like my phone is ringing, and he will say, don't you meet with that guy. If you meet with that guy, he won't come back spend money again.
Yeah. You're like you're a commodity, and once they like break that that barrier. Yeah, it's like...
So then I think it makes sense, and it's really smart. And it's like one of the most wise words you ever heard in a strip club, because girl will be like, what if I go back? I can make so much more. But then once you go back for real, like he's not going to come to see you anymore because he get what he wants. So it's the game of like trying to lead them on and don't give them everything they want.
Stepping as close to the cliff without going over is what it seems like. Now, be honest, did you ever have any guys that came in there that you were like, oh, this guy's kind of hot, actually? Like, I kind of Did you ever date anyone from the club or no?
I want to date guys at the club, yes. But then it always didn't work out well, because I will like if they are my type, and if they are regular looking, and if they are not creepy, and if they are generous, like I was always fantasizing, what if he's like a Prince Charming and I can date him and I don't have to, be at the club and I can have a happy life. So I dated a guy, and then I went on a few dates with guys, but then it's always like once they want to date me, suddenly stripping become a problem. So then once they started want to be serious with me, they always don't want me to strip. So that's why there's like some phases in my life I have to go back to a regular job because I want to respect him, and he will be like, let's just look for a regular job, but then he's like putting me in hell. But then it's like, why do you go to a strip club trying to find a girlfriend, right? But then there's like guys I would like to date, and then it always didn't get past like the talking phase, and then stripping become a problem because if I go to strip, I couldn't spend Friday and Saturday with him. I couldn't spend the weekend with like a regular guy. So it's always that stopped me from dating.
Sure.
So what about when you moved over into shooting content, and you had to do scenes with girls and multiple people? Did you have any, were you worried? Were you nervous about girls or, two guys at once, or anything that you didn't have to do in the strip club?
So when I was in a strip club, it's like always if I get some guy, like for example, if I talk to him and ask him if he wants a lap dance, he say yes. And then I would go starting from 1 lap dance to 3 lap dance to like 30 minutes room to like an hour room and a tip on top, and maybe he would spend like over 1,000, and that would make my night. So then slowly drain his wallet. But then always during the lap dance or in the VIP room, I'm like always looking at my phone or my Apple Watch. And then I was like, this 30 minutes is so long. It's like, I always tell the VIP host, come get me in 15 minutes or 20 minutes. I just couldn't stand there. It's like, yeah, I'm dancing, but what are we actually doing? Like 5 minutes is boring, right? And then so when I was there, like my mind wasn't there. Like I'm not like truly enjoying the 30 minutes or like an hour room. It just sounds so long. But then when I was doing content, I feel like it's different than what I thought. The guys are really respectful and they are smell nice and they are clean. And then we always ask each other, what's your do's and don'ts, And then I would say, oh, I don't like people be too rough on me. Don't pinch my nipple or pull my hair or whatever, right? And then the guy would say, as long as you don't put a finger in my butt, I'm cool. So then, and then when the scene started, they always respect me and they are really soft, and whatever I tell them not to do, they don't do. And then they look attractive, they are tall, and then they are nice. So I always have a good time, and I'm not like constantly looking at my phone. It's like, what time is it? Can I get away? Am I off work? So it's like different experience, I feel like. And then with the girl, it's even more easier because girl understand girls, and then some girl are bisexual, so they are really into girls. And even though they are not, they are really good at doing what they do as a job. So girls are very easy. It's like meeting a new friend and we just have sex. And then guys are very respectful and nice, and they are not trying to do what you don't like. But in strip club, it's like don't lick my nipple, and then they will still try to like suck it in some way or like rub it really hard. So I think it's two totally different work. And then doing porn, I feel like it's like an actress, you know, it's like you're like acting. So yeah, you are enjoying sex, but more of the director or the audience want to see is like how you act, how you respond. Maybe you're just feeling 3, but they want you to be 100.
Sure. Let me ask, you said your do's and don't lists. What is a type of scene that you've not yet shot that you want to shoot? Like, is there any type of scene that you're like, oh, I really want to get around to one of those, but you haven't yet?
So I see this scene, it's like a scary movie. So there's like a company that shoot like a
snuff. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, they shoot like a really scary kind of porn. It's like you're like laying on the surgery table, and then there's like a lot of octopus tentacle like around you. They make it like afterward, and one is in your vagina, one is in your mouth, but then you're like almost dead on the table. Wow. Or you are like running around in the wood like someone is trying to kill you, right? But then you end up having sex somehow in the room or something. So they shot this kind of scary movie / porn thing. It's very interesting. I really like this kind of porn is like with the plot. Like before, I really like stepmom and stepson because it's kind of like a role play. But I did that already, and then it's very common. But then the scary movie kind is not common, so it mixed with horror but sexual.
You're a week away from Halloween. You got to get one of those scenes shot quick.
You got anything coming out for Halloween?
Yeah. Do you have anything Halloween themed coming out or no?
No, not yet.
Okay, well you'll get there.
Head down to the fish market and get some tentacles. Shoot some scenes.
Yeah. because I feel like porn is just porn, right? Like everyone has tits and ass. Like every guy has dick. But then what makes you different, or what makes a porn different, is usually, you know, the color, how you shot it, if it's a plot, if it's catch eye. That makes it more interesting and different, because everyone can have sex, and I feel like everyone have tits and pussy and it looks similar.
Not everyone has tentacles, though.
No. Very few people have tentacles. Yeah. How about, have you ever shot anything? Have you ever shot a gangbang yet, or a blow bang yet? Anything like that?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Because I just joined the industry in April, so I'm still very new. But then I already got like people offer me anal, and they offer me to shoot this and that, and my agent always decline because he doesn't want me to do too extreme act. So pretty much my scene now is very vanilla. It's boy girl or boy girl. The threesome I do is with 2 girls. Like I didn't do with 2 guys yet. I'm surprised.
So that's smart business wise, obviously, because you want to build up to something like that. But so that sounds like your agent is kind of pulling the reins back a little bit. But do you eventually want to get around to doing stuff like that? Like, do you want to explore yourself in that way, or are you happy doing the more vanilla stuff right now? Besides the tentacles, obviously.
I want to explore other stuff, of course. But the thing I notice when I do porn is guys have big dick, you know, like when it's in my vagina, I'm already struggling. And I cannot imagine how do I put that thing in my butthole, you know? So then I will ask some former more experienced porn star, like she will tell me, oh, you have to like douche your butt too. Like there's like a certain thing. It's not like the douche for vagina, but it's specifically for your butthole. Or you can use like warm water. Like I want to like, one day I do want to do it, but then when I want to do it, I want to like be fully prepared. Like I'm like 100%, like I know what I'm doing. I know how to handle it, you know? I heard horror story, like some girl, her butthole got ripped and then she couldn't shoot for a half year because her butthole is ripped off.
Yeah, but you like horror, remember? So maybe you like different kind of horror. You like Chasing in the Woods horror.
She doesn't like body horror.
That'll actually
too rough.
Yeah, I understand. Not a big Cronenberg fan.
But I would like to try blow band. It's like having a lot of guy and then you blow job them and it comes on you bury in your face, right? Because I want to enjoy sex. I don't want to be in pain. So I feel like I do need to have more practice, like stretching out or exercising, doing more squat, just like prepare myself, be more flexible.
So that's part of your, would you say that's part of your whole brand is like you're kind of worshipped, you're put on a pedestal, you're not tossed around and slapped around and you know, kind of, because a lot of girls I see, they do extreme stuff, you know, but I wouldn't say you're vanilla, but I would say the stuff I've seen from you, it's definitely like you're the star and you don't get beat up. Let's put it that way. That's like, would you say that's like part of what is appealing is that you're kind of like the centerpiece, you're kind of worshipped?
The centerpiece and not the object.
I like to be the centerpiece, and I don't like people be too rough on me, you know? I don't like people slap me until I get marked. I don't like people choke me. I don't like people spit in my mouth. I want to be able to enjoy romantic sex. But then I would say one thing is my agent likes to pair me with BBC. And sure. That always like have a really good view. And then later I found out people like to see Asian being paired with BBC because it's like a fetish kind of thing, you know? Yeah. But then even I do scenes with them, they're not rough in any way.
That's good to hear. Do you like BBC or is it part of the job? Like, are you like, I kind of like that now? Or are you like icing yourself down after every scene and you're like, oh, I'm in pain?
I can only take so many more BBCs.
Well, I like it because I feel like it's a challenge, you know? Like, when I see their dick is so big, and I was like, how do I like fit those dick in my vagina? But then once it's in, I'm like, wow, it's in, and how did it get in, you know? And then even sometimes the guy will be like, wait, is it in? You know, because like he's like struggling with the tip and suddenly shoo, and it's in my vagina. And I feel like it's very good for me to practice to expand my vagina. And then I like them because they always have big dick and it can train me to be more flexible. And they always, I don't know, they got really good body. Like they are masculine and they work out. They are like bodybuilder.
Sure. Let me go into some fan questions here. So I put out on Reddit that we would be interviewing you, and you had a bunch of fans who were like, oh my God, ask her this for me, ask her that for me. Some of the questions were really good. Some were not good. Some were just like, ask Suki if she would fuck me. I'll be like, no. I mean, maybe. I don't know.
Ask me if I'm a robot or an AI, because they always say, why she talk like robot? Or why she talk like that? Or I can ask communication degree. Yeah, she'll like whatever I post, and they will say, "Is she a robot? Why does she talk like a robot?"
Well, folks, I have seen some of her videos. She does not fuck like a robot. Let's put it that way. So let's go into the segment. Ask a porn star.
Ask a porn star. Presented by Your Worst Friend Going Deeper.
This is from Pooji47 on Reddit. Are there, and this is a good question because you said something earlier, are there any porn stars that you look up to or get advice from?
I really like Violet Myers because when I am brand new, I worked with her one time and I was like so freaking nervous and I couldn't sleep because because I know her, she's very big. And even before I do OnlyFans or porn, I know Violet Meyer. So then I was like, why in the world would I be able to pair up with her, you know? And then when I was at the scene, she is so nice and she is so sweet and she is so down to earth. Like, yeah, she's a big star, but she doesn't make me feel that way. She makes me feel very comfortable, but just like she's my friend. And then, but when the camera is rolling, she's very expressive and then she is like a porn star. So I was like, wow, like that's what a porn star should be, you know? Like she's really good and she looked like a porn star. She sound like a porn star and she's like into it. And I'm like, wow, like I just can't keep my eyes away from her.
She's a pro. From the same person, Pooji47, have you ever, and what is it like meeting a fan in public?
So one time I was flying from Seattle to Los Angeles, and it was like a very early flight at 5 a.m. I'm at the airport without makeup, wearing baggy clothes, and then my hair is in a ponytail, just minding my business, looking at my phone. And then from my side view, I see some guy straight up march at me. And then he said, "Excuse me, are you Suki Sin?" And I was very shocked because I was like, why would I ever get recognized when I don't even look like this, you know, and it's at 5 a.m. So I look at him scared, like someone found my dirty secret, because at that point, it wasn't registered in my head. Like I always thought like internet is internet, like myself is myself. I can still go to Fred Meyer. I can still go out, live my own life. Like people wouldn't recognize me. But then at that time, it registered, wow, the internet connect to reality. So he said, "Can I take a picture with you?" I'm like scared. And then I say, yeah. And then he took like 2 selfies and then he said, "Thank you." And then he shake my hand and then he left. But then I feel like that wasn't my best meet a fan for a fan the first time, you know, because I want to ask, like I want to be more welcoming and more personal. Like, oh, where did you see me? Like, did you see me in this movie or on Twitter or something? But then at the whole time, I'm just like, I got busted.
But you know what? It sounded like it was a nice interaction, though. At least he wasn't like aggressive or anything. Oh, so that's nice.
I met like people when they recognize me, they wouldn't like shout out, "Oh, I saw you on Ben Bro," or "I saw you on Pornhub." They will use like a really indirect way. They'll be like, "Hey, do I know you somewhere?" Or like, "Hey, are you friends with certain girl?" You know, but then they wouldn't like admit, "Oh yeah, I'm just like this porn enthusiastic. I watch all your porn. That's why I know you." So it's usually very mellow and nice and subtle.
That's good to hear. Here's a question from Sasha M. Ing. Is sex in your private life less intense than sex on set?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Okay. Just wondering.
When I was dating in my personal life before porn, I always have Asian boyfriend, and then their dick is not big, very small, and then I always have that, and then it's like nothing impressive, you know. So then when I got into porn, I'm like, wow, like this thing is like 10 times bigger. Like, how do I handle that? Like that's a challenge.
Sure. Do you think?
I feel like because of my partner, you know, that's why my personal life before it was like more mellow and more subtle and more quick. It almost felt like quickie all the time.
Sure. Yeah, well, we've all been there. Do you think any of your old boyfriends go and watch your BBC content now?
Yes, I think so.
Good.
because you know, I will see like who look at my Instagram story, and then sometimes I'll see, damn, like why this ex is looking at my Instagram story, and then next day or a few days later, I don't see them anymore. So they probably unblock me and look at my story and block me again, like those sort of things, you know. But then they probably do watch it or somehow notice it, because my social is very easy to search.
Sure. Last question here from Wise Honeydew. Have you ever gotten a strange request from a director on set? Has a director ever asked you anything where you're like, that's weird?
So, one time I did like a scene, and then it was like a regular vagina boy-girl scene. But then the director in the middle, he was asking me if I want to do anal. Because the plot was like, oh, he put his dick into like rubbing around my butt and trying to stick in. And I say, oh no, it's so big. I don't think it will fit, and it go back to vagina. And then in the middle, the director was like, hey, since you're so into it, do you want to turn this into an anal scene? That was like a kind of like a weird request. But I don't know, maybe some director have their way of doing stuff. And I do have director because I was like waiting for an airplane in the director's house because I'm flying back to Seattle. And then he said, oh, maybe we can practice your blowjob skill. But then I think he's just joking because we didn't like actually do it.
Sure.
So I felt like in the porn world, like a lot of people joke a lot about stuff, and people are like really passionate on set. But then after set, it's like, okay, bye. See you later.
Get out.
I don't even have your phone number. And then people always think, oh, I must be like hanging out or like having dinner or drinking or dating all this porn star. But it's like, we are just two professional meeting on scene and shoot the scene and okay, bye, see you. Like we didn't like interact that much in personal life.
That's how Shane became my co-star. I wanted to test his blowjob skills. So, all right, we are going to wrap this up in a second. Shane, do you have a question for Suki?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I haven't noticed any yet, but hopefully soon if the answer to this question comes out right. Do you like piss or piss content?
Yes, I do.
Awesome.
Golden shower. I do. I like to do it because I feel like a lot of fans request it. Like they want to like see me pee on something, or like I haven't had a request for people want to pee on me, but I always get a request like they want me to pee on the toilet or they want to see me pee, So I think it's like a really popular, like a fetish. And I really think as long as everything is done sanitary and legit and good and nice and clean and like everything is possible. Like I would love to do that.
Sounds like a beautiful Disney movie. As long as it's clean and sanitary, everything is possible.
Yeah, there's like so many topics and so many things. And I see guys like I see on porn like they like piss on girl too. And then I will like look at their interview and guys was like, yeah, you drink a lot of water and then you take this mineral thing. So then it doesn't like taste like pee. It's like clean, So I was like, wow, like you can do every perverted thing in a really sanitary, polite and professional manner.
It sounds like you have had such a wonderful experience, and that makes me so happy for you, Suki. That really, it honestly does, because we've had plenty of interviews with girls who've had like negative experiences or had to deal with creepy guys or whatever, and I hope you never have to deal with that, because you are a true sweetheart and you make some amazing content, and I'm very happy this is all working out for you, and I hope you stay in this as long as you'd like to stay in this.
So if you ever work in a strip club, your tolerance becomes super high to it. You already been trained for all the monster and all the perverted things. Yeah. So then when you go on stage, you're like, wow, this guy is so nice. Like he's so polite.
All right, we're gonna wrap this one up, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you follow Suki Sin on Instagram at Suki Sin X, on
Yes.
Twitter, YouTube. I was watching some of your YouTube videos. You're very funny on there. You make some really cool content. So make sure you check her out on Twitter, YouTube, and OnlyFans. Go sign up for the OnlyFans. You know we push that. Links to everything is going to be in the episode description. But if you want to find her on any of those three things, Suki Sin XX. Suki, thank you very much for coming on with us today.
Thank you very much for having me. I had a really good time.
Just hang for one more second. Shane, for your worst friend, I'm Matt.
I'm Shane.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.